She says that if they were wrong the first time, they have to fix it now, arguing that no one would trust news that said wrong was right. The boss gives and says sarcastically that she thinks she's the Sunbi around here, and Bong Sunbi mimics her response from earlier, saying that if he were the Hubie, he'd already be dead. Hongju preps to interview Hak-young at his mother's restaurant, and his mother gives her a big bag of kimbap to thank her, and Woo-tak trades jackets with Hak-young, wanting him to look more polished on camera. Hak-young notes that he was swarmed by reporters when everyone thought he was guilty, but now there's only one, and Woo-tak looks over at Hongju with a smile. Hak-young asks nervously what he's supposed to say, and Hongju just tells him to say what he wants. He begins to cry as he says into the camera that he didn't kill anybody. Hongju's news report gets broadcast, and the protesters begin dispersing. Among them is Prosecutor Lee, dressed as a gigolo. Black Bucket Hat throws away his sign and leaves, but his expression is unreadable. The Archer's parents watch the news story solemnly, and on the wall we see pictures of the father with his hunting rifle. Jae-chan and Chief Choi watch Hongju's story as they eat lunch at her mom's restaurant, and they note that hers was the only station that bothered to give details about why the charges against Hak-young were dropped. As Hongju closes her segment, she signs off with the statement, "Rage made a natural thing difficult," making Jae-chan freeze in recognition. He rewinds his memory to the post-it note with that phrase, and then back to the waterfront where it hit her and then remembers Hongju saying that he reminded her of a boy who hit her once. He shoots up from his seat and asks if Hongju's mom is around, and then starts running down the street with a giant grin on his face, putting together all the clues like Woo-tak's guess that saving each other's lives was how they were connected through dreams, and little details like that boy and grown-up Hongju wearing the exact same baseball cap. He runs up to Mom so fast they nearly collide, and he asks if Hongju's nickname when she was young was Chestnut. Mom wonders how he knew, and says that she wanted to be a baseball player and always cut her hair super short, which made her look like a chestnut. Jae-chan just grabs her in a hug and makes a big heart with his arms as he runs off, making Mom wonder what's gotten into him. Yoo-bum gets a call from the Archer's father, and he says not to worry about the news because he's got another bomb ready to drop. He shares what he knows about Woo-tak being friends with both the prosecutor and the suspect, and that he must drop the charges as a personal favor. Ugh, are you serious? Uh-oh, Jae-chan goes ring shopping, which is how Hongju's dream began. He picks out a ruby ring and remembers Hongju making him a twisty tie for her ring size, and finally gets why she did that. The clerk asks if he's confessing, and he says he's reuniting with a longtime friend. When he texts Hongju to meet, she starts to worry and asks Woo-tak where Hak-young is. Woo-tak is keeping a close eye on him as they share drinks, though he's wearing that black bucket hat again, and he says that for a moment there, he nearly lost it and thought about killing everyone, from the prosecutor to the cops. A flash of worry crosses over Woo-tak's eyes, but he says it's good that he's pulled himself together now. Hak-young says that he'll keep Woo-tak's secret, so he shouldn't quit being a cop. That was just luck that was made from the misunderstanding. Woo-tak tells Hongju that he's with Hak-young and not to worry about her dream anymore, so she happily arranges to meet with Jae-chan. and just like in the dream, he practices presenting the ring and then they wave at each other from across the street. But at the same time, the archer's father is on his way somewhere, his giant hunting rifle in the passenger seat. Hongju and Jae-chan's conversation repeats in voiceover, where he asked what happens if they change the future, and Shed said that time would start to flow differently, whether in a good direction, or bad. It's only then that Hongju notices the colorful lanterns behind Jae-chan, and gets a sinking feeling and as they wait for the light to change, a car suddenly screeches to a halt in front of Jae-chan, and time slows for Hongju as a shot rings out and then the car peels off. Jae-chan looks down, stunned, and blood starts to leak through his shirt. Gak, it's the same place he was stabbed in the dream, except now has been shot. He looks up at her as he falls to his knees, and Hongju races over to him and gathers him in her arms, crying for someone to call an ambulance. The world goes blurry and Jae-chan's eyes fall closed, as his bloody hand drops with a thud.